Hey, my emotionally unstable angels. How are you this week? I hope you're well. My name is Brittany McLean. I am your celebrity pro makeup artist, and I'm here for you bi-weekly. It's time for another Just the Tip, where we glam and gab about all things that haunt us and sometimes questionable life choices. Today's look is giving small town survival meets swamp witch, southern goth, and also giving why is this house full of frogs and flies? Because this week we're reviewing an indie horror book that left me shook and a little grossed out. Think Adult Swim meets backwoods horror. Buckle in, babes. It's time for Just the Tip. I was presented with the opportunity to do a book review of all things. I've never been asked to do a book review in my life, but I figured we would give this a go. Let's talk about Creepy, Campy Campfire Stories. This is volume 1, and it's written by Kelsey King, not related to Stephen King. It's an indie horror story that looks like a children's book from the outside, but once you open it, it's all cuss words, taxidermy, and amphibian trauma. So basically my kind of book. The book itself is a series of short stories. Without spoiling anything, let me just say, I will never look at frogs, wax warmers, or apple fritters the same ever again. Thanks, Kelsey. Now, this book is 1000% a B horror story in book form. It's gross, it's weird, it's got a killer sense of humor, and it does not care about playing by the rules. But here's the thing. If you don't know the backstory behind how this book came to be, it can feel a little chaotic for chaos. So here's what I found out. The author actually wrote this book based on hallucinations that she had after having brain surgery, which is terrifying all on its own. But it makes total sense now. That context adds a whole new level of surreal brilliance to the stories. I honestly think the book would have even hit harder with that included in the foreword or the author's note, personally, because without it, the readers might miss the heart behind the madness. Like a good, solid Quentin Tarantino style book. You know, the ones that are just very like indie and just a lot of cussing and a lot of abnormal hoopla. That's kind of what it reminds me of. And that's a good thing, because Quentin Tarantino is one of my favorite directors and favorite people. If you love bizarre horror comedy, if you grew up on B movies and Goosebumps, but now you cuss and drink wine, this might be your jam. It's unhinged in the best way. Now, the best way to describe this book is that it's like a horror comedy B movie style book that is cartoon style and looked like it wandered from the children's section and immediately got kicked out for swearing. If you're looking for something that's more polished or traditionally scary, then this is probably not your thing. But it's definitely unforgettable and creatively written, and I can appreciate that. Now, really, my only criticism on this book, if I'm being honest, is just the fact that if I hadn't known the backstory of where the idea and the thoughts came from with the character, it's such an off-the-wall book that you really need context as to how this person, where did they come up with these little story ideas. Let's talk about one of the stories in the book briefly. I don't want to give too much away. One of the first stories in the book, there's a character named Sarah who inherits this old house from a random uncle in Mississippi. And she finds herself basically moving there because who doesn't want a free house? I mean, but what follows Sarah is bizarre, chaotic, and honestly kind of hilarious because she faces a battle against demonic frogs. Yes, you heard that right, demonic frogs. They weaponize household items and haunted wax warmer situations. And I can't unsee that, especially when she details the frogs paralleling with corn dogs. That's a thing in the book. You gotta read it. Now, if you can imagine this book, we're going to compare it like your Adult Swim meets Evil Dead meet that one fever dream you had on NyQuil. The overall tone of this book is very B-movie heavy. It's satirical humor, and knowing that the author based these stories on real life hallucinations after brain surgery makes a huge difference. Chef's kiss. And it reads like a brain dump from someone you'd follow on Tumblr in 2010, but that's kind of what makes this book fun. Now, is it a polished book? No. Is it unhinged? Abso-fucking-lutely. I would say overall that this book is for fans of low-budget horror, chaotic neutral energy, and frogs with a vendetta. It's not trying to be an eloquent piece of literature. It's trying to stab you in the face with a Capri Sun straw while you laugh. And honestly, same. And frankly, I think that's why she asked me to review it, because I am very much that vibe. Is my content made for everybody? No, it's not. Will your audience find you? Yes, they will. And I just want to say a huge shout out to Kelsey for being vulnerable enough to turn something so medically terrifying into something hilariously horrifying. I have never been asked to review a book in my life, and I'm very honored to have been able to get a sneak peek before any other audience has. And congratulations on your book. It's a big deal. Will be available on September 1st, 2025. And as a bonus, Kelsey also wrote a volume 2, more creepy, campy campfire stories. And that book also releases on October 1st, 2025. I will make sure and drop a link for you guys in the description so you can check it out yourself. It's a great book. It's got 140 to 60 pages. I'm not entirely sure. I can't remember the exact number, but it's a good sized book. If you've got an older teen that's into this kind of thing and you don't mind the cussing, it's a pretty good book. I think my daughter would like it a lot, but I know not many parents are into their 14-year-old reading a lot of cuss words. So if that's not your thing, don't give it to your child. But I think the kind of humor that my family has, and I think the kind of family we are, we're the Campy family. We're a dark comedy style family. So I do think that we would like this sort of book in our household. Now, because I brought up Quentin Tarantino, now we have to talk about it because, I mean, again, he's one of my favorite directors ever. His sense of comedy parallels so much with this book that I felt like I wanted to tie them in together. There are 3 Quentin Tarantino movies that are my absolute favorite, and I want to highlight the ones that are my favorite. I love 4 Rooms. I love all the Kill Bill series, and I also love Death Proof. Now, 4 Rooms was one of those movies that I watched way too young. And I say that because the adult content in that movie is, again, chef's kiss. Let's talk about it. It's underrated. It's underrated AF, and I'm mad about it. Like, I don't know why more people don't bring it up when they talk about Tarantino's best work. You know, the whole movie is literally a fever dream, filmed in one take on New Year's Eve. And somehow, like, that's the charm. It kind of reminds me of Clue, but not. I know, don't look at me like this. It's a mess till it's not. We've been there. If you've been here long enough, you know. I'm gonna look better in a minute. Just give me a minute. The bellhop is played by Tim Roth, and it is an iconic role. He's out here having a whole ass meltdown while juggling witches, dead body, and an actual cursed finger, which ties the comedy in. And Quentin Tarantino himself in a velvet robe. I look like a disco rat right now. All right, let's see if I can do this twice. Ugh. No pressure. Don't judge me. Well, my phone and my microphone both died, so this is fine. Everything's fine. By the way, my makeup is going to look a little more pale today than usual because that's the vibe we're going for. And I'm going to also start with underpainting because I feel like that just makes the most sense for this look. So that's what I'm going to do. No judgments, please, and thank you. Okay. Anyways, the final segment, The Man from Hollywood, that was cinema. You know, if you haven't watched it, you should. It's a great movie. Again, I think everyone's got a type when it comes to makeup and it comes to movies and music and everything else in between. And frankly, when it's a vibe, my guy, you know? But in that final segment, the thing I love about it the most, a bet over a lighter turns into a full-blown finger chopping moment. And the punchline is like 0.3 seconds long. And that's just how you do chaos correctly. I watched it way too young and I thought I was gonna get a cute little hotel comedy. Because the cover kind of looks like Clue. It kind of looks like innocent and fun. Nope, trauma. But also respect because that's a vibe. Anytime you can traumatize your audience, you know, do that. And let's be clear, Kill Bill, that is not a movie, it's a lifestyle. Everything from the choreography to the soundtrack, the costuming, like don't even get me started. It's a cinematic masterpiece. The yellow jumpsuit was a total vibe. It wasn't just a look. Whoever did the wardrobe for that movie, 10 out of 10. I would not look good in that jumpsuit, I can tell you that much. That suit was made for Uma Thurman's character. It was just made for her. It was just iconic. And the tea wagon, It's funny. It's funny. I still want one though. I still want a jumpsuit. I don't know. I still need a reason to go full bride mode. Maybe Halloween, divorce court. Just kidding. PTA meeting? I don't care. Give me a katana and a reason. It's fine. And also, Elle Driver, the character, was chaotic and evil, and I kind of wanted her to win. The white nurse uniform with the red cross eye patch, the woman was unhinged. If you don't have a favorite scene from Kill Bill, I'm not even really sure that we can be friends, if I'm being honest. My favorite scene from that movie was the showdown between the crazy 88s and Uma Thurman's character. That was just ballet with blood, and I lived. And don't get me started on my other favorite movie of Quentin Tarantino's, which would be Death Proof. Let me tell you something about Death Proof. Had one of the best car chases ever put on film, period. I said what I said and I'll stand on it and I will die on that hill. And I honestly think that that's one of Quentin Tarantino's most slept on films. I don't know why, it's just so good. What is wrong with everyone? I don't know. It's probably because people didn't get what it was doing. But listen, Kurt Russell, as a washed up stuntman who kills women using his death-proof car, that's camp. That's genius level misogyny satire, if we're gonna put a label on it. And the way it flips the script halfway through the movie, I live for that movie. Also, the second half of that movie is just women screaming in a car for like 15 minutes. When they finally turn the tables, that final bam, and then just cuts to the credits. Cinema! I never wanted to drive more fast in my entire life after watching that movie. And I drive an Acadia, so the fantasy was short-lived, but the spirit was there. And honestly, my Acadia can get up there if she wanted to. This book had nothing to do with frogs. I just wanted to feel hot while reviewing a book that made me afraid of fritters. And while we tie everything in with this week's Just the Tip, if Tarantino wrote this book that Kelsey wrote, Sarah would have had a monologue about frog revenge, lit a cigarette, and microwaved them to a Stuck in the Middle with You soundtrack. Just saying. You can envision that, can't you? Can't you? Okay, face beat, sanity, not so much. This book gave me frog trauma and made me question my relationship with air fresheners. 10 out of 10 on the chaos scale. Also, if anyone wants to do a group watch of 4 rooms while doing horror makeup looks, DM me. I am immediately in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know which Quentin Tarantino movie is your favorite, or what character would survive a frog uprising. My money's on Elle Driver. Thank you all for joining me with this week's Just the Tip. I hope you enjoy the swamp glam. I do. This lip is everything. I am here for it. I love it. This is going down with the best lip looks I've done. I like this look. Here for it. Simple, sexy, vampy. I will see you next time on Just the Tip.